All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I of course want to start off by giving all praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Yahweh, who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. And I apologize about for those of you guys who were waiting for the stream to start. I had to restart it 5 times because I kept having a difficulty with it. I had to get right. So just for the time being, I decided to just block off the camera um, for a reason I'm not going to put on here. But yeah, hey, the show must go on, as the old saying goes, right? So yeah, man, I was streaming a little before this, man, and I was just talking about how you know we're definitely in some spiritual times right now, man, right? And I know we were talking about that on the stream yesterday when Mind of God and LOP and Luke, joined the show. Right, I know that we talked about that when they came on the show, but the statement still holds true, man. Okay, that these are certainly some spiritual times that we find ourselves in right now, man. Okay, and the scriptures speak about that. In those times, we got to be as pilgrims, upon the earth. And what is a pilgrim? A pilgrim is a person who basically lives with a very little amount of possessions. Why? Because usually they always be on the move, right? So in the time that we're in right now, man, you know we don't know what to expect, man. Okay, none of us knows what to expect, next. All right, we just gotta take it day by day. Right, that's just the aspect that we have to have, man. Okay, that we just have to take whatever comes at you, as the days go by, man. Okay, you got to just go day by day. That's just the best way to go at it. You just got to take one problem at a time. That's the sad truth. You know, with that being said, of course, right now we see what's happening. With all of these, um, what's the word I'm looking for? With all these, shortages, going on, all over the world, but primarily here in Babylon the Great, aka America. We should take advantage. Why we have the available goods at our what's the word I'm looking for? Disposal. I won't believe that's a good, correct word to use. But why these goods are available, for lack of better words, right? We should, get some of them, and put that to the side. Okay, that's called being smart. Because you have guys out there, man, who try to say that, oh, well, if you do that, then you're some type of sellout, something stupid like that. But there's nothing wrong with having extra food and water in your house. Right? There's nothing wrong with doing that. When you read back when Joseph was over Egypt, right, when he was the ruler over Egypt, they had 7 years of plenty, but then they also had 7 years of a famine. Right? So what did they do? They stored up grain, why the years of plenty were there, so that during the time that was coming of the drought, right, or why there's going to be no food available, they would be able to eat something. Right? So with using that example, we should it's definitely a wise idea, to get some extra provisions, for lack of better words, in your household, man. The scriptures speak about a wise man will foresee the evil and he hides himself. Right, so we're the wise man. Right, we're out there warning the people, what's going to happen before it happens, man. Right, which if you go to, what is that, Revelation 19, verse 10, right, the Spirit of the Lord, or it says the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. Oh, and that's a way to cut a Christian, because you ask them, because they say that they have the testimony of Christ. Well, ask them this question. Well, what is the What is the testimony of Christ? What does that mean? And see if they can guess that. I guarantee you they won't know about that verse. It says what? That the testimony of Christ is the spirit of prophecy. Oh, I see we have what's that cat? We have David Johnson, a damn devil demon, inside joke. As Mind of God would like to say, right, a damn devil demon. That's in the chat room, man. And hey, look at this. Now these trolls out here, man, these cats are just getting a kick out of, coming on the comment board and just, talking a bunch of nonsense, man. Just to have some fun. Hey, look, these guys, man, when the Lord comes back, these guys are going to have to, answer for that, man. All right, these guys are going to have to, answer for what they've done, man. Right, for sitting there and scoffing and trolling, man. I mean, what the hell are you doing, man? Hey, it looks like, hey, Ridge, listen up. It looks like the fart troll has made a resurgence. Inside joke. Shout out to anybody who I'm making fun of. You got to be a long time subscriber to know who I'm talking about. Got to be probably about 4 years, something like that. But it looks like that cat's coming back, man, with this David Johnson, character that we see on the comment board. All right, but hey, the scripture said what? That in the last days, perilous times will come, right? You're going to have people walking after their own, mindsets, right? Everyone's going to be caring about themselves. And that's exactly what you see going on right now, man. Right? That's exactly what we see going on right now. All right? This is all that we're seeing, right? Is people walking after their own flesh, right? Walking after their own desires, right? Trying to please themselves. That's all you see, going on here, man. And that's a sign of the times, right? That's the sign of the times for us, right? Of what time we really are in. Okay, and we're really in, the time when these, prophecies are really going to start popping off, man. And you can see it, right? You can see it, man. Right? Hell, have you not been, watching the news, man? Got these idiots out there saying that, talking about this fake news and all that type of stuff, man. Talking about how, everything on the news isn't real. I mean, what the hell are you guys talking about? Scripture said that, in the last times, nations will fight against nations, right? You're going to have insurrections among the people. You're going to have famines, right? There's going to be wars, and there's going to be rumors of wars. And we're seeing all those things happen, right? We're seeing all those things take place. But those cats are sitting there saying that that's all fake. The hell are these cats talking about, man? All right, so as I said, man, it's just, dealing with these guys out here in the world, man. You just have to, may I say, grow a hard spot, for lack of better words, for these guys, man. All right, meaning what? What does that mean by a hard spot? That means, just got to ignore these guys, man. Right, just let them do what they do. All right, a scoffer is gonna do what a scoffer does. That's all. That's all I can say. But yeah, man. You just got to you just got to take it how it is. And that's just the way you got to look at it. And of course, that's not always easy to digest, for lack of better words. But that's just how you got to take things, man. The scriptures speak about whatsoever comes upon you, take it cheerfully. All right, what is that? I'm quoting Ecclesiasticus chapter 2. It says, "My son, if you come to serve the Lord, you better prepare your soul for temptation." But then it says what? Set your mind aright. Constantly endure. Right, constantly endure. Okay, why? Because you're going to be, tempted, man. Okay, there's going to be, there's going to be trials that come your way in this thing. And that's just the way it has to be, man. Okay, this isn't easy, man. Right, the path that we're on, it's going to lead us into the right direction, into the kingdom. This is a very, narrow path, man. right? And it's not a literal path, right? It's not literal. This is all symbolic and spiritual. Okay, but it means what? That this thing of ours, man. You gotta really be separate, from the ways of this world, man. Right? The scriptures speak about how a man has to be born again. What is that? John the 3rd chapter. It says a man has to be born again in order to see the kingdom of heaven. So I believe it was Zacchaeus who was talking with Christ in that chapter. Could be mistaken, but if you read the whole discussion they had, he asked Christ, it's like, well, wait a second, how can a man enter into his mother's womb again and be born a second time? But then Christ was referring to a man being mentally born again, meaning what? That you have to put off what you were taught and you got to be re-educated. Okay, that's what it's talking about. Okay, being born again is not literally talking about being born, like physically born, into the world again. That's not what it's talking about. All right, it's more of a spiritual thing. Okay, so we in the times that we're in right now, man, we just got to be looking to work out our own salvation, man. All right, because look, at the end of the day, ETT can't save you, right? You can't save ETT. You have to work out your own salvation, man. Okay, because when judgment day comes, right? When that day comes, you're going to be the one who answers for your life decisions. And that's in what is that, Matthew the 25th chapter? You can read about that. Basically Christ, questions of people. He had the right hand side and the left hand side, as mind of God would, say, there. And, they were judged off of the good deeds and the things that they've done in their lives, right? So the one side was condemned because they didn't do good deeds, but the other side was, allowed into, everlasting, salvation, right, into the kingdom, because they did good deeds. Okay, so, you just got to remember that, man. Okay, that, you're going to be judged. Somebody asked, are you golfing with Mind of God? Hey, I might have to go pay that brother a visit, right? If he'll have, this hobo ETT, in his house, ETT might have to go pay Mind of God a visit, right? Do real live streams from Mind of God's living room. Just messing with you. But no, ETT's sitting at, what's the word I'm looking for? Pavilion, I believe it would be pronounced. Somebody said USA is effed. Yeah, you're right, man. Yeah, USA, yeah, America's going down the tube, man. And as I said, that's not, ETT isn't just saying that, right? That's what the scriptures say. All right, guys, seem to think that this is what we're just making this up, to fit our, our, deviant, plans, right? To fit our sick desires. But no, it's not that at all. That's what the scriptures say, right? We didn't make any of this up. Right, I was watching Bible Defender's video the other day, and he was saying, hey, look, don't get mad at me. I didn't make this up, right? This is just what the, what the scripture, this is what the scriptures, say. And that's true. Okay, that's true, right? This isn't what we're making up to fit our, sick kicks. You know what I'm saying? This is what the scriptures say. And some guys are going to hear it, and they're going to get offended at that, and that's okay. That's why, what is that? Go to Matthew chapter 11, verse 6. Christ said, hey, look, blessed is the man who is not offended in me. Right, so you're going to have people who get offended, at this thing of ours, man. And that's to be expected, right? That should be expected. All right, you are going to have people who are going to get, may I say, we'll also say they're going to go against what we're saying, man. And I have had that happen in my own personal life, man. Again, I was put in, mental institution, over this truth, right? Over what the scriptures say. Okay, so trust me, I've been there, right? I've been there. I've been through, certain situations, in this, in this walk. But, all of those, situations are there to build you up. Let me just check the oh, okay. Shalom Sacramento. I see that's your other account there. Um, but yeah, man. I mean, goddamn, man. How many accounts do you have? I mean, it seems like every day you're coming on here with a new account. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, as you know, oh, he said 8 of them. Okay, that's not too much. No, I'm not too far behind you on that. Um, but anyway, man, going back to what I was saying, man, is that we're definitely in some spiritual times here, man. Okay, and that's all I'm gonna say on that. Okay, I mean it's self-explanatory. I mean, who the hell could look at what's going on right now and tell me with a straight face that this isn't the time that the prophet spoke about, man? Got to be a damn fool to say something like that. Right, a damn fool. Inside joke. Um, but these are the guys that you're dealing with out here, man. And these Christians, man, don't even get me, started on the Christian church. Which I'm gonna have to go hit up one of these Christian churches, man, and I'm gonna have to go over and ask them, certain questions, um, you know, about the skip cheese. We're gonna have to go ask them some questions about the skip cheese, and to see if they know a little something, right? Which is just gonna be entertaining. I was watching this one video where the chief high priest himself, Alizé, inside joke. The so-called chief high priest himself went and was having a debate with a Catholic. The Catholic was out there at like the park or something, giving out flyers. They had the white Jesus on it or something. So Elazar was like, well, wait a second, where is this picture at in the Bible? And the guy was like, oh, well, we're just giving a representation, But and Elazar was like, well, wait a second, well, where's that at in the scriptures? And that's a good question. Where the hell is that in the scriptures? There's nowhere in the scriptures that talk about a white Jesus. The scriptures say that Christ is a black man. If you go to what is that? Revelation chapter 1 verse 14. Right, his head and his hair they were white like wool. Now, what type of people has that type of hair? And then if you read on, it says what? That his color of his skin was like brass, as if it burned in a furnace. What's the color of a copper penny? Right, a wheat penny, as they call them, which are pennies from 1982 on back. All right, those pennies contain copper in them. They're more valuable than a regular penny that we have now, right? Because they were made with different material back then. So those are more collectible, for lack of better words, because they can be, which it's illegal to melt them down, but people collect them so that one day when they make it so-called legal to melt the pennies for the the copper within them, they'll have buckets full of the wheat pennies. Like I was watching, man, you had this one guy on YouTube who he basically made it a job to for himself to collect, boxes and boxes of pennies, and they would go through, and they had a whole team put together where they go through and sort out the pennies and take out all of the wheat pennies, right? All the pennies that have what's what I'm looking for? Copper, excuse me. I had a brain fart there. Inside joke. See, we have that cat up there. Dan Davison, that's a joke for you, man. Let me see. So I'm not sure how long we'll go for tonight. We'll just roll through the spirit, man. But going back to what, bear with me a second. Sacramento said, guess what Sam Owen said on his stream? There's some truth in the books of Paul, and from Paul and the Quran, and he's referring to maybe he's not Christ, but started saying he was again. Yeah, that guy. As I said, man, tell me that guy is not, Kevin Wendell Crumb from the movie Split. Tell me he don't remind you of him, man. Cat's on there, 1 minute he's saying one thing, the next minute he's saying something else, and then 2 minutes later he's saying something completely different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So see, Sacramento agrees he does. Yeah. As I said, man, and I'm not even trying to be mean. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's who he, reminds me of. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, the guy has like 20 different personalities. 1 minute he's the son of man, the next minute he's not the son of man. 1 minute, Paul's writings are, you know, uh, true, but then the next minute they're not true. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the hell? What's the hell this guy's talking about, man? Let me see. Yeah, multiple personality disorder. Yeah, that's what this guy has, or schizophrenic, is what they also call it, right? People who have more than one personality. Let me see. Which actually, fun story, by the way. I used to work with somebody like that. I used to work with a lady who who was like that. She was like three different people. So she would, she'd be on there, talking with herself, while we're on the job. It's like, well, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying? So here it is. We have to clean out the damn, cow pies, right? The cow pies, that were piled there. So meanwhile we're doing that, and she's over there, having a whole, a conversation with herself. You know what I'm saying? From two different, perspectives. It's crazy, man. But it is, this is what's going on. Um, Bear with me a second. Just let me grab something real quickly. Then we'll jump right back into the show. Damn, man. Just let me grab a sip of water real quickly. All right. So going back to what I was saying, it's very it's very clear, what's going on, man. All right, these religious centers don't know what the hell is going on. And the other ironic thing is, man, and I'll tell you, where I'm at, they have they have four different churches on one street, right? They're all teaching, different philosophies, right? Different doctrines, right? They're all on one street corner. Then down the road from that, you got the Masonic Lodge, and then you could go on and on, man. Right? They got the Jehovah's Witness, church there. You got the Seventh Day Adventist church there, the Protestant church. They got the Catholic Church got a couple of those. Then you have the Masons Lodge, down the road from that. And then if you go further, I'm sure you'll come across some type of like Muslim, mosque or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or just shows you, man, that America's Babylon the Great. Because what does the word Babel mean? The word Babel means confusion, right? And that's what you have over here. Right? That's confusion. To have everybody here believing in different, beliefs, right, in different doctrines and different gods. That's called confusion. Because in the past, how things were done, before America, right? Because America is known as the Great Melting Pot. Look that up. And you see, that's the whole thing about us, is we don't just say shit to say stuff. We look into the things we talk about. Unlike some guys on here, man. All right, but America is known as the Great Melting Pot. Look that up. Do a Google search on that. Okay, but before America was established, primarily you would have, nations would have their own, religion, right? And their own, customs that they would keep. Okay, like I'll give an example. In certain places on Earth today, it's illegal to engage in certain faiths, right? It's illegal to be a Christian in some places in the world, right? So that's how it was, back in time. Certain empires and kingdoms, right, and societies, which are all really the same thing, just by different, words being used. They would, they would keep to themselves, right? They would have their own, you know, religion, right? Own gods to follow, and the whole kingdom would believe in that God. And here's a good example. When you read about, what Nebuchadnezzar did, they had one God, right? What is that? If you go to Daniel, the 3rd chapter, you can read about that, right? But he said, hey, look, everybody has to worship this God, right, that I made, and everyone did, except for the free men, all right, the free men, and you can read the chapter yourself. Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, I believe it was, they didn't, okay, but everyone else did. All right, but that's a story for another time, but I'm just mentioning that to further prove my point. Okay, so it wasn't until, this place came about. This is known as what? The freedom capital of the world, right? You can come over here and you can, practice any type of religion. I mean, hell, you can worship a tree over here, man. Right? That's what you can do. You're allowed to do all those things. I mean, hell, there's certain states where you can, you can engage in, incest, all right? Where you can, engage in bestiality. Look that word up. Oh, I mean, in all the states you can, lay with another human being of the same, gender as you, and that's clearly against the scriptures. And wait a second, I thought that what was it, Ronald Reagan, or George Bush, one of them said in the it was one of them that said that the Bible was the law of the land. It's like, so wait a second, how the hell is the scriptures the law of the land? But here it is, you guys are not going by what it says, man. I mean, that's just what you call hypocrisy. Doesn't even make any logical sense. Let me just catch up on the chat here. Let's see. Yeah, I seen that video you recorded, Sacramento. As I said, that was some creepy shit, man. Yeah, that was some creepy stuff, if I could say so myself. But that was, I don't know what the hell that was. All right, but it was definitely, something otherworldly. You know what I'm saying? Some scary stuff right there, man. I mean, hell, you might as well send that over to, Bizarre Bub, man. Right, get that put into a scary compilation. Look that channel up. Hey, that will give you some Patreon supporters real quick. Inside joke. Oh, and I'm being dead serious, by the way. Go ahead and send that over to Bizarre Bub. He might put that into a scary comp. Right, look him up on YouTube. You'll see what I'm talking about. Let me see. Let me see. All right, as far as which I might close up soon, because it's starting to, mosquitoes are starting to come out here in a few minutes. But yeah, man, going back to what I was saying, man, is Babylon the Great. This place is doing too much, man. It really is. All right, it's just there's so much that's going on right now that you just gotta take this thing seriously, man. Okay, we gotta take this truth, right? This, as Elder Apostle Gabar would say, which of course is sincere shalom to the brothers in Great Millstone, right, and all the other brothers, pushing this truth throughout the four corners of the earth. We just gotta stay focused on this thing of ours, man. Okay, because as we can see, man, this thing's coming to a close, right? It's a wrap. As they say in the world, right? It's a wrap, right? It's gonna be a wrap on America pretty soon, man. And it already is. It really already is. Okay, I mean, this place can't be revived. This place can't be revived from what from what it's going through right now, man. All right, it really can't. Bear with me a second. Bear with me, and excuse me for the screen quality here. Excuse that. But going back to what I was saying, man, it's it's definitely a wrap for this place, man. It definitely is. Let me see. Anyway, I think I'm gonna end the stream a little early here, just because I have to get going before I get ate alive here by those damn mosquitoes, man. But anyway, I hope that that video was edifying. If anybody made it this far into the video after the stream, go ahead and put hashtag Sacramento in the comment section down below. And with that being said, I'm gonna say shalom.